Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Kryptonian saying here, bringing you guys another review for One Piece chapter 1041. And dude, they just beat Big Mom. Like, when I went into this chapter, I was like, man, if Big Mom survives, like, we got to start the memes. Big Mom can beat Goku. And when I open up the chapter, at first I'm going, there is no way Big Mom actually survived all of this. Are you absolutely kidding me? At first, I'm like, man, Oda, this is like one of the most Oda early One Piece moves ever, where you think that Big Mom is done for and then she comes back. I'm like, dude, Big Mom's like a cockroach. However, this is the beauty of this chapter. It just makes you realize that taking down one of these emperors, for as hard as we thought it was, is actually even harder. And we continue to see Law and we continue to see Kid push past their limits. And I love what we're seeing here. So the chapter opens up where you got Kid and he's continuing that onslaught, and you got Big Mom. She's giving that grin of hers and she's saying like, look, I'm not getting blasted down this hole. I'm not going down without a fight. Give me 50 years of your lifespan, or you can keep it and you can stay alive and you can serve me. And basically, once this happens, it becomes a test of wills at this point, because you got the different people who are serving Law and Kid, and you see some of their souls being ripped out in terms of their lifespan. Big Mom's got this crazed look on her face. However, when we look at Law and we look at Kid, they're standing pat, and you even got Law looking over at Big Mom saying, how about you follow your own advice? And Kid follows it up by saying, why should we be afraid of an old has-been who's outlived their welcome? And we continue to see these two working together. And what I like about this is that Law ends up trapping Big Mom inside of a bubble that ends up blocking out any type of sound itself. And when Law, I teared up at this point, when Law has a moment where he says this technique extinguishes all sound created by your influence. And then we have the flashback where you're thinking about, I believe it was Doflamingo's brother. That was touching right there, man. That was absolutely touching to see that moment right there. And what I like is that Kid follows it up with another huge blast. And we see Big Mom, she's got the tongue hanging out. Big Mom's being hit super hard. Prometheus and Hera, they can't actually hear her call, so they can't save her. You have Yamato looking up as Big Mom is coming through the ceiling and she's going through the ground. And Yamato realizes that when Big Mom starts crashing into everything, that she's gonna start setting off the explosions. And we have a moment where even, I believe it was Kanjuro's will, that curse of his that was trying to blow everything up, it gets caught up in the explosion. We see some of the debris that's coming from the island falling out. We see Big Mom going through this hole in the ground, and we get this internal monologue by Big Mom, which is absolutely huge, and I love this because of what this signifies. So Big Mom says, Roger, why'd you have to go and say all that? Now you got this whole world stuck on this great era of piracy. You're the one dying, so you get off easy, but these kids all around the world are gonna rise up. Tell us where the One Piece is before you die. Let us know what it is. Does it even exist? Because we're going to be the ones that are going to have to deal with these kids who are coming up all across these seas. And Big Mom has a line where she says that some of the One Piece is in Wano. And you can tell that she's getting very upset because of how close she's gotten, and she's vowing that this won't kill her, because Kid and Law basically are trying to send her through the island itself and into the water. And because she's got that devil fruit, she's not going to be able to survive that. So they're going all the way forward here with Big Mom, and the narrator declares them the winner over the battle with Big Mom. But what I like about this right here is that it just shows you that when it comes to the sands of time, it doesn't matter what you try and do. Eventually, those sands of time, the hourglass is going to run empty, and everything's going to have to start back over. You're going to have to flip it back around, and when it gets flipped around, it's the new sands that are falling through, and those new sands are that new generation. So I like what Oda symbolized right here, and I thought that this was some very beautiful artwork where you got Kid and you got Law, and in particular Law, where his eyes are completely shaded out. You see how exhausted they are, and this becomes a moment where when they start celebrating that they beat Big Mom and that this is huge news, the thing that got me was that their bounties are about to skyrocket because they just took down one of the Yonko, and that is a huge accomplishment right there. I'm very proud of what these two characters are able to accomplish, especially when it comes to Law. When you see how much Law has actually accomplished over the years, I like what we're seeing right here, man. Like, when we first bumped into this character, I didn't think he'd be anything special. However, to have come this far, is one heck of an accomplishment. Now, the chapter ends off where we got Yamato and Momo, and they're talking, and Momo makes it known that Zunesha, the giant elephant, is making its way over to Wano, and we get the name drop that Joy Boy has a connection to this, because we're told that it's a companion of Joy Boy who committed a crime 800 years ago, which, if I'm not mistaken, 800 years ago should be that blank period, time period. But what I like about this is that we're getting this whole revelation that a companion of Joy Boy is on the way. And when you look at the flashback that you had with King, where King is looking over at Kaido and he's saying, like, I think you're Joy Boy, and you have this moment where earlier on in the arc, you had Jinbe, and Jinbe had that sun god on there. This is really good, man. Like, we can see like the cards starting to line up in the foreshadowing that we're getting. The only question here, though, is like, where's Oda going to take this one here? Because we keep seeing like Joy Boy this, Joy Boy that, but where is this going? That's really the question I have, because that feels like it's a Chekhov's gun that necessarily hasn't gone off yet. And the way that Oda does things, like Oda drops foreshadowing for stuff and then it'll be a few hundred chapters before he cashes it in. But the thing about this right here is that we're 1,000 chapters in. Like, there's no way Oda's gonna be like, yeah, I'm setting this up for chapter 1,300. Like, I don't think One Piece is gonna go that long. Like, if that happens, I will eat my words. But it's like, there's no way. Let me take that back. I'm thinking about now, this is 1,040. We might get to 1,300 chapters, man. So I don't know. Oda's got something planned. I'm not sure what, but he's definitely got something planned. So my question to you guys is, on a scale from 1 to 10, how big was it that they were able to take down Big Mom on a scale from 1 to 10? But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.